Hi friends, welcome back. Today we're talking about lesson 54, solving systems of equations by substitution. This is in the third edition of the Saxon Algebra 1 book. Okay, so how this works is our substitution axiom says when x squared y and p, when x, y, and p equal these things. So what do? We substitute in 2 squared, because that's what that is, 4 for our y, and p is -1. So that gives us 2 squared we know is 4, and 4 times 4 would give us 16 over -1, which becomes -16. So basically the substitution axiom just lets us say, hey, if this one thing equals, one thing, then we can substitute it in for another one. That's not really a good explanation. Let me show you what I mean by this. All right, so substitution. Is 3, 5 a solution for this equation for both of them? Notice the word and means. So remember, this is an x and this is a y. So we do 2 times 3 minus 5 equals 1. 6 minus 5 equals 1. 1 equals 1. Yes, that is a solution, but it is not a solution for both of them because we don't know yet. This is an x, so we'll say 3 equals -3 times 5 plus 11, that gives us 3 equals -15 plus 11. Ooh, 3 equals -4. No, it does not. So this is not a solution. No, 3, 5 does not satisfy both equations. So what does that mean? For systems of equations, when you're solving by substitution, I always remember substitution starts with an S, side by side. So we're going to write these two equations. They're typically written like this, stacked with a little zhuzh on the side. We're going to write them side by side. 2x minus y equals 1. X equals -3y plus 11. Now, in order to do substitution, you need to have one variable all by itself. Conveniently, this x is all by itself already. Sometimes we have to do a little magic to get a variable by itself, but in this case, already there. So x equals all this garbage here. So we're going to take that garbage and we're going to substitute it in for this x right over there. So that looks like this. 2 times, and use your parentheses when you're substituting, -3y plus 11 minus y equals 1. -6y plus 22 minus y equals 1. -6y and -y gives me -7y plus 22 equals 1. Minus 22 from both sides, and I get -7y equals -21. Divide both sides by -7, and y equals 3. Awesome, but that's only part of the equation. I already know y equals 3. That means I have to plug it back in over here to find my x. So x equals -3, and instead of y, this time I'm going to put in +3. When I do that, I also have to do plus 11. Sorry, I had to fix my camera there. Plus 11. So x equals -9 plus 11. So x equals 2. So I have x equals 2 and y equals 3. But remember, in the system of equations, we always write it as an ordered pair, our answer. So we say x, y. So 2, 3, and ta-da, that is my solution for this system of equations. Okay, let's practice another one. Again, substitution means side by side. So 2x plus 3y equals -13. Basically, if we were to graph both these out on the same graph, our solution is where they would cross. So if we look at this guy, do I have a variable by itself? I do, this y. Convenient, nice and easy. So what I'm going to do is take all that garbage and I'm going to make sure to substitute it in for y. Make sure you're substituting it in for the right variable. I do see that mistake quite often. So 2x plus 3, and instead of y, x minus 6 equals -13. 2x plus 3x minus 18, because 3 times 6 equals -13. 2x plus 3x is 5x minus 18 equals -13. Add 18 to both sides, and I get 5x equals 5. Divide both sides by 5. X equals 1. And now that I know my x, I can take it right over to this one. This is why I write them side by side, because it keeps it nice and organized. That's going to be half your battle in algebra in general, but also specifically in systems of equations. So you see that x, I went ahead and plugged that in, a 1 for x, I get 1 minus 6, that gives me negative 5. So my answer is 1 comma negative 5. 1 comma negative 5. All right, so let's take a look at this one. So same idea, we've got 3x plus 2y equals 3. X equals 3y minus 10. If I, and I have a variable all by itself, so that's nice and easy. Take x equals all this garbage. I'm going to take that and put that right over here. So 3 and then times 3y minus 10 plus 2y equals 3. All right, let's go ahead and distribute there. We get 9y minus 30 plus 2y equals 3. Add 30 to both sides, and at the same time, I'm going to do 9y plus 2y gives me 11y. Cancel that out. Equals 33. Divide both sides by 11, and y equals 3. Okay, now that I have my y, I'm going to take that information, go right back over here. Technically, I could plug it into this equation here. You don't have to do the other equation, but this is already solved for x, so it makes sense just to do it. It's easier that way. I'm lazy. I don't want to have to work harder than I need to. Okay, so x equals, I just plugged it in for my y, so I get 9 minus 10, which x equals negative 1. So the solution, remember your x always goes first, alphabetical order, negative 1 comma 3 is my solution. Okay, so let's try some other examples here. There were a lot of examples in this unit. All right, or in this lesson. Okay, so we're going to write it side by side. Negative x minus 2y equals 4, and y equals negative 3x plus 8. Okay, so in this case, y equals all this garbage here. We're going to take that, put it in for that garbage right there, or for that y right there. Put that garbage in there. Negative x minus 2, and instead of y, I'm going to do all this. Negative 3x plus 8. Close that, equals 4. Okay, so negative x plus 6x minus 16 equals 4. So I can add 16 to both sides, and at the same time, I'm going to do negative x and 6x. So that's going to be 5x equals 20. Divide both sides by 5. I get x equals 4. Take that 4, let's plug that in over here. Y equals negative 3 times 4 plus 8. Y equals negative 12 plus 8. Y equals negative 4. Okay, so my x is 4. My y is negative 4. That means that is my solution for negative 4. All right, last one for the examples. 2x plus 3y equals 5. X equals y. Well, that's easy. For x, I'm going to take this over here, plug it right back into there. So x and y are the same thing, so I can just change it out. 2y plus 3y equals 5. 5y equals 5. Divide both sides by 5. I get y equals 1. Go ahead and plug that in over here. I get x equals 1. So my solution is 1 comma 1. All right, friends. So let's take a look. Here are your practice lessons. These are the answers, so you should get that. So go ahead and pause the video, practice, do your practice problems, and then come on back. These are the answers that you should have got. If you did not, stick around and I'll show you what we can do. Okay, so for this one, I have x equals all this garbage. Take that, put it in over here. So 2, and instead of x, I've got 4y minus 10 plus 3y equals 24. So that gives me 8y minus 20, I'm distributing, plus 3y equals 24. Add 20 to both sides because I'm doing the opposite of subtracting. So plus 20. At the same time, I can do 8y and 3y, so that's going to be 11y equals 44. Divide both sides by 11. I get y equals 4. All right, so take that information over here. X equals 4, and instead of y, I'm going to put in a 4 minus 10. So x equals 16 minus 10. X equals 6. So when I go to, I boxed those answers, but technically you should just box your solution, which is 6 comma 4. Remember, x goes first. So 6 comma 4. Bam. All right, let's see. We should get negative 10, negative 3 for the next one. Let's hope we do that. This one's written out of order. I have the y on this side. That's totally fine. Y equals all this garbage because I'm just looking for one variable all by itself. Put that over here. So I've got x plus 2, and instead of y, I'm going to do x plus 7 equals negative 17. Distribute my 2. X plus 2x plus 14 equals negative 16. I'm going to minus 14 from both sides, but at the same time, you know what's coming. X plus 2x gives me 3x equals negative 30, because they're both on the negative team. Divide both sides by divide both sides by positive 3, and that gives me x equals negative 10. Whew, that's what we got for our x here. Take that negative 10, let's plug it in over here. Y equals negative 10 plus 7, which means y equals negative 3. So my solution set is negative 10, comma, negative 3. All right, hope this helps. If you have any questions, leave it below. Otherwise, we will see you next time. Thanks so much, folks.